the easiest way to stop fear in trading. This is Charlie giving you Wednesday's video, and I'm here for Friday's live trading this week because Kim and I are alternating them now, so I'll be doing Fridays. But okay, so how do we overcome this fear? Well, it takes a bit of work, but what's the first thing you can do? Well, let's just take an example, shall we, of fear in trading. And the most common is that a trader is not, they put a trade on, they're not comfortable with it, or they're not even comfortable hitting the trigger in the first place. But the one way of helping yourself to be able to trade without fear is to reduce your position size. That is the number one way of doing it. Now, it may well be that you could say, yeah, but Charlie, I trade, I'm only risking 1% of my account balance per trade. That could well be the case. But it doesn't mean your body, your psychology doesn't know whether that's good or not good. If your psychology doesn't link up with your conscious mind, if your subconscious, so to speak, doesn't link up with your conscious mind, then if it's still not comfortable, then 1% is no good. For example, I've had traders before trading with an account of 100,000, risking 1%, and obviously, therefore, they're risking £1,000 per trade. And they're like, logically, I know that I'm only risking 1%, but illogically, that still feels really uncomfortable to me, taking £1,000 loss on a single trade. And yet, when they were trading with just £10,000 in their account and they were risking £100 per trade, they didn't have an issue with it. So again, it's all psychology, but the best thing you can do is reduce your position size to a point where you do feel comfortable. That's the best thing you can do. Like when, if you've ever traded on a demo account, then most people, when they trade on a demo account, feel comfortable enough. They know they're not actually losing real money, but that's no good because it doesn't give you the psychological aspect of trading. But the best thing you can do is, if you're still feeling uncomfortable, is to say, do you know what, 1% is still not working for me, so therefore I'm going to reduce my position size down to 0.5%, let's say, and keep reducing it until you get to a point where you do feel comfortable. So that would be my number one piece of advice. Now, a lot of people will adhere to that advice, so what else can they do? Okay, so let's turn the pen off for a second here. Well, they can visualize, and I would say visualizing, but I'm not talking about visualizing profits, and this is where a lot of people get these things wrong. Don't visualize success. You need to visualize seeing yourself doing the right thing. That's what you need to be visualizing, and you also need to be visualizing seeing those losses on your account, so to speak, a losing trade, because that's where you're having these fears, is when you're seeing a losing trade or losing trades and you just don't want to have that losing trade. So if you visualize it, at least you're starting to become accustomed to that, and that's one of the biggest things that we can do in trading, is to get used to it and to become accustomed to it, so that we develop that skin like a rhinoceros. We develop a really thick skin so that we can shrug off the losers, so to speak. Another one is to just think to yourself, every time you take a trade, this is just one trade in the next 100 trades I'm going to be taking. And if I know that out of the next 100 trades I'm going to be taking, so if we've got 100 trades here, for argument's sake, 50 of them are going to be winners, and 50 of them are going to be losers. So why the heck are you placing all of this importance on the outcome of this trade right now or the next few? Because in the grand scheme of things, it's too small a sample size. So take yourself out to and think about your trading in terms of sample sizes of trades, clusters of trades, as opposed to thinking about your trading in the here and now and the outcome of this very next trade. Because over a larger sample size, that's where you can then see your statistics. Because most of the time, most of us know and we understand that we will have a given win rate over a larger sample size. For example, in this, I've said 100 trades, 50 winners, 50 losers. But if I gave to you, let's say, 6 trades, would you expect 3 winners and 3 losers? No, because it's not a big enough sample size. So help yourself desensitize the situation and keep thinking about the bigger picture. It's that sample, the bigger sample size, that will help you with your fear when you're in the moment, when you're in a trade and it might be going against you or it might be going for you and you're still fearful of it becoming a loser. And again, that's something to help yourself with. And the last thing I'm going to give you here, although the main thrust of this video was about position sizing, is if you focus on your inputs, start to focus on your trading from the inputs, not the outputs. And what I mean is the outputs are your results, okay? Now, they are important because you do have to review your trades, because sometimes it might be when you're doing a regular review that you can see which trades actually you traded incorrectly. Maybe you went off your plan or whatever, you deviated from your plan. But if you focus on your inputs, and that is the source of your attention, not the source of your attention is not so much on, oh, is this going to be a winning trade or not? If the source of your attention is on, okay, am I executing correctly? Am I following my trading plan on this trade? Is my stop in the right place? Is my target going to be in the correct position? These are the things that you can control. I think I did a video recently on controllables and uncontrollables. These are the things that are within your control. And generally speaking, if you can focus on the controllables and the things that are in your control, then the outputs, i.e. the results, should take care of themselves. So that's what you can do if you are a fear-based trader. Certainly keep reducing your position size till you do feel more comfortable with it, but also do spend some time visualizing, as I've already said. Desensitize the situation by looking at larger clumps of trades rather than being focused on in the moment on the outcome of that particular trade or couple of trades, but also to spend your time on the on the process of trading. I always use an analogy, or I usually use a rugby analogy, but I won't because lots of people around the world watching these videos won't know what rugby is maybe. So I'll use a soccer analogy. You imagine you have, I don't know, I don't really follow soccer much, but if we took someone like Ronaldo, yes, hopefully he's not retired or anything, but Ronaldo, and he's in a World Cup final, and here he is, and it's in a penalty shootout, and he's the last person to take the penalties, the fifth man, and if he gets that penalty, Portugal win. I think it's Ronaldo and he's Portuguese. Portugal win the World Cup final. Okay, there's 80,000 people in the stadium. There's tens of millions of people watching the this match all around the world. And if he starts thinking about the outcome of him hitting the ball into the goal, oh wow, that actually almost looks like a goal, then that could be troublesome for him, because then he's thinking about the result, the fact that there's all these people watching him, the pressure on him, that, you know, if Portugal win or if they lose based on him kicking the ball on this occasion. What he actually needs to be doing, which I'm sure Ronaldo would be doing, is focusing on his run up to the ball, where he places his standing foot, how he strikes the ball with the striking foot, at what angle, etc, etc, etc. So his focus is on all of those inputs there. The output, i.e. whether the goal goes in the net or not, is the outcome of all of those inputs. If he focuses on the inputs, then he's much more likely to score the goal. Exactly the same with trading. Anyway, I shall wrap that up for now. If you did like this video today, by all means do give it a thumbs up. It always helps us out, and do subscribe if you're not already, because you'll get more of these videos. As always, do leave comments in the bottom of the video as well, because I always appreciate your comments, because I only ever give so much information here in the time that I have available to do a recording. And by all means, give me your views on fear in trading, greed in trading, and how you've overcome those elements yourself as well. Right, I shall leave you to it. I'll see you on Friday.